Here to bring you some mindfulness today and a meditation. We're going to go on a little trip down the river. Don't worry, you won't need your wetsuit, you won't be getting wet, but hopefully you'll feel a lovely, relaxed feeling afterwards. So just go ahead now, sitting in a chair, feet flat on the floor, legs uncrossed, back nice and straight, chin parallel to the floor, eyes open, and take 5 big deep breaths for me. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice big breaths in and nice long breaths out. Breathing out through pursed lips. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And on the 5th breath, just closing your eyes and breathing naturally in through the nose and out through the nose. Not trying to change anything. Remember, we're just observing this breath. We're just observers of the body and the breath today. So noticing the air passing in and out of the nostrils. Now connecting the mind, the body and the breath. As we notice that rise and fall. To help us do that, we can place one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. And allowing ourselves to sink further into the chair. Allowing our feet to sink further into the floor. As we notice that rise on the in-breath and fall on the out-breath. You can feel this rise and fall in the belly, in the chest, in the rib cage. Wherever it is for you right now, that's perfectly correct. It can change on a regular basis. It can change throughout the meditation. It's all about being where we are right now, observing the breath, observing the rise and the fall. And now as we connect the mind, the body and the breath, we just enter the silence. And remember, in the silence, the mind is going to get chattery. You might get distracted. Emotions, feelings, thoughts might arise. But we always return to the breath. Returning our focus on the breath. We can use counting, if that helps. Counting 1 on and in, 2 on and out, 3 on and in, 4 on and out, all the way to 10. And starting over again. So just go ahead now. I'm going to leave you alone for a couple of minutes in the silence. Noting the breath. Counting if it helps. But just watching that rise and fall. Not changing anything to make it happen. Just notice the breath. Enjoy the silence. Breathing in, breathing out, continuing that silence. Now just resting the hands, taking the focus off the breath as we begin to scan the body. And this time we're going to start at the feet, starting on the toes. And remember, as we scan the body, we observe with a beginner's mind, as though we've never experienced or seen this or felt this before. Just letting whatever's there arise, letting whatever's there happen. Just noting it and breathing and following my instructions. So now we're meeting at the toes. And we'll do both legs together. Here I just want you to point the toes away from you and then point them towards you. You can move the whole foot as you do, so toes away from you, toes towards you. Just moving that foot on the hinge at the ankle, noting all the muscles engaging. Perhaps there's a few creaks and cracks, that's fine. Just take it easy, just nice and slowly. I want you to notice all those muscles engaging all along the legs, perhaps up to the waist. Perhaps the upper body's even swaying a little bit as you move the feet, as you point the toes away from you and point them towards you. And then just allowing everything to be still. And remember, the stillness is as important as the movement. We're noting and observing the stillness, noting anything that's happening, noting any sensations that arise. And we continue to scan all the way to the top of the legs now. Past the knees, up to the upper legs. And we scan all the way around the waistband. Scan all the way around the waistband, taking in the hips and the pelvis, noting that contact with the chair, and perhaps just giving yourself a little wiggle just to get yourself a bit more comfier in the chair, and then allowing everything to be still, observing, noting, breathing. We move up the body now, past the abdomen, up to the chest and the back. And then here, just take a few really big breaths in and holding the breath for a second or two, and then breathing out again. So breathing in, holding the breath for a second or two, breathing out. And as we do, just noting that alertness and rigidity of the body as we breathe in, noting the uncertainty as we hold the breath, and allowing ourselves to relax and soften as we breathe out. So just try a couple of breaths like that, and noting all those muscles engaging in the back and the abdomen, all along the body. Just noting them engaging, noting them moving, allowing you to breathe. Relaxing the attention, returning the breath into the nose and out the nose as we move up to the shoulders now. And here, just give the shoulders a little move round, a little massage, little move backwards and forwards, or roll them up to the ears, round to the back and down to the floor. You just go ahead and move them. Again, it might be a few little creaks and cracks there, but hopefully we're going to release a little bit of tension and allowing everything to be still. Releasing any more tension, relaxing the shoulders a bit more. As we move up to the neck and the throat. And here, I want you to just soften the neck, soften the throat a bit more. If you want, you can just move the head around just slowly in any direction you want to, noting all those muscles engaging, but really slowly, and then allowing everything to be still. And now we scan the face, and we start at the jaw. And we travel along the jaw to both ears. And noting anything touching the ears, perhaps glasses, jewellery, earphones, hair. If there's nothing, that's fine. We move on to the back of the head. And then we return to the face. And we start at the lips. Perhaps the lips are moist, perhaps they're dry. I want you to just move the tongue in the mouth a little bit, feeling that movement. And then just gently open and close the mouth, just a couple of times, just to release those jaw muscles. And allowing everything to be still. As we move up past the nose to the eyes and the eyebrows. And here just go ahead and just raise and lower the eyebrows a little bit. Just releasing that tension. And allowing them to be still. As we move up to the top of the head. And we just see our body now sitting in the chair, feeling relaxed, feeling at peace. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Sinking further into a chair, feet sinking into the floor. Letting go of the day, letting go of any thoughts. Letting go of any worries, any stresses. And now I want you to visualize that we're standing in the middle of a meadow with the flowers and the grass at waist height. We're on a little path in the meadow. The sun is shining, the sky is blue. There's a gentle breeze just blowing the flowers and the long grass. We feel it caressing our face. We begin to walk along the path towards the edge of a field. And as we walk through this path, we notice these flowers. We can smell the grass. We can smell the flowers. Perhaps it's our favourite flowers we can smell. Perhaps it brings to mind a pleasant memory. Smelling those flowers, smelling the grass. We reach out both hands. We'll have our hands next to our sides, just reach them out, touch the grass, touch the flowers, feeling that gentle texture under our fingers, under our hands. And then we continue walking along the path, hands by our sides. When we reach the edge of the field, of the meadow, we notice there's a river. We hear the river as we approach. The running water. The river is on the edge of a small wood. So we walk up to the edge of a river. We look up and we see the blue sky. We feel that gentle breeze. We hear the birds singing in the wood. And as we stand on the edge of a river, we notice how calm and tranquil the water looks. Just very, very slowly meandering along in one direction. And as we look down the riverbank, we notice a really, really big leaf. A leaf that's bigger than us. And we walk towards it, and we're very tempted to stand on it. And actually, we take a step onto the leaf. We feel it moving under our feet as we get our balance, the river underneath the leaf. We can feel that movement, we can feel that uncertainty, and then suddenly we just find our balance. The leaf settles, and we feel as though we're very safe on this leaf. So we decide to sit down on the leaf, and actually we lie down, legs stretched out, head resting on the edge of the leaf. We stretch our arms out to the sides, allowing our fingers to dangle over the edge. Lying on this leaf, we see the blue sky, feel the heat of the sun warming us as we lie here on this leaf. Feeling the gentle flow of the river beneath us, feeling completely safe. Feeling relaxed. We hear the birds singing, we hear the water flowing. And gently the leaf begins to leave the edge of a river and floats out into the river, allowing it to be taken along with us lying on it. And very, very slowly we feel that movement of the leaf beneath us, movement of us, the leaf and the river, all in harmony, all together. And as we allow the leaf to take us down the river, we relax further, knowing that we're safe. We're not going to go very far. Maybe we've got a smile on our face, feeling so relaxed. So just go ahead and allow yourself to sink further into the leaf. Allow yourself to relax that little bit more. Sinking further, becoming one with the leaf as we float down the river. With our hands by our sides stretched out to the sides, we allow our fingers to just dip into the water. Just go ahead and move those fingers in the water, feeling that coolness, that refreshing sensation on the ends of the fingers. We notice the drips of the water as we bring our fingers out of the water. Perhaps just allowing the hands to play in the water a little bit. As we continue to float down the river, resting, relaxing, releasing any tension, releasing any stress, letting go, floating along. Just go ahead and enjoy this journey on the leaf, on the river, just for a second or so, a few more breaths. Now the leaf moves us towards the edge of a riverbank and stops on the riverbank. As we sit up and step off the leaf, we've got a smile on our face because we feel so relaxed. We feel so at ease. We can begin to walk back towards the meadow, back to the long grass or long flowers. We smell those flowers, we smell the grass. Feel that sun on our face. We feel completely at peace. We feel relaxed and refreshed. We feel healed from the troubles of the day. And now we reach the end of the journey, and I want you to just see yourself sitting back in a chair, reconnecting with the air passing in the nostrils and out the nostrils. Allowing any focus on the river or the meadow just to dissolve now, putting all our attention on the breath, in the nose and out the nose. As we notice any sounds, as far away as you can, just noting the sounds outside of a room, outside of wherever you are, and then coming closer, noting the sounds closer to you, and then noting any smells in the room around you. Perhaps there's none. That's okay too. And now reconnecting with the feet on the floor, perhaps pressing down as we reconnect. Connecting with our weight pressing into the chair, contact with the chair. And before you open your eyes, just promising yourself that you can return to this leaf, to this river, to this meadow anytime you want to. We just begin with a breath. It helps us to feel relaxed in a peaceful place. So go ahead, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Open your eyes in your own time. Have a really good stretch. And I hope you enjoyed that river journey with me, folks. Remembering that it does help you feel relaxed. It does help you feel as though you're floating, as though you're light. So if you've had a heavy day, if you've had a really stressful, struggling day, or perhaps things are getting on top of you, let's return to that leaf floating down the river. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mike from Healthbox. Thanks for joining me on this lovely river meditation. And I'll see you again next time. Take care, folks.